Hey guys, Sean here and welcome to the F1 Word. Now earlier today Red Bull launched their 2018 Challenger, the RB14, just before its initial shakedown at Silverstone at the hands of Daniel Ricciardo. Before I jump into this video though, I need to apologise. This was supposed to be a proper technical analysis of the RB14 with Jonty, but unfortunately the recording we did somehow got messed up. The audio was completely unusable. And so obviously it had to go. These things happen. What we're going to do instead though is on Wednesday's live stream, we will take a much more in-depth look at the RB14 as well as the Renault and the Alfa Sauber. So that's going to be a busy one. But for this video, I'm just going to give my initial impressions on the new Red Bull. So once again, massive apologies guys. First off then, and the elephant in the room is that livery. Unfortunately, as great as it looks and as much as people absolutely love it, it is just a one-off launch day livery. They will unveil the new one at the test in Barcelona, and I would imagine we're probably going to go back to a more traditional Red Bull livery, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a shame they're not going to stick with that. It would have been great to see one of the top teams come up with something completely different. I guess the other obvious thing to talk about is the halo, and I'm going to upset probably a few people here. I don't think it looks that bad. It's the halo. It's never going to look great. It's never going to be aesthetically pleasing. But whether it be because of the matte black finish or the way it blends into the livery quite nicely, I think it looks okay. Not great, not amazing, but okay. Especially when you compare it to, say, the Williams, which just seems to stick out like a sore thumb. Now, I'm no aerodynamics expert whatsoever, to be perfectly honest, but there do look to be some very interesting new aero parts on this RB14, which I will go into more detail with Jonty on Wednesday's live stream. So I'm not going to talk too much about them now. I will point out a couple of areas, though, that stand out to me, and that is the barge boards. They look absolutely incredible, especially when you compare them to last year's car. I mean, the actual barge board itself looks like just kind of like a redevelopment and evolution of last year's barge board. But what I'm going to refer to as the second barge board, because I'm not actually entirely sure what we call those ones around the side pods, so I'm just going to call them second barge boards. They are completely different to those designed on the RB13 last year. So quite a big change there for Red Bull. And even, as you can see there, those wings, if you like, on the side pods. Something entirely different to last year. And I'm always moaning in live streams about how teams don't have really a lot of room for manoeuvre when it comes to aerodynamics, but it's great to see some new bits getting stuck on like that. And designers like Adrian Newey being able to play around a little bit more. However, for me, one of the most impressive things about this car is how tightly packaged the back end of it is. Certainly from the side pod through towards the engine and out to the back, it looks absolutely incredible. Once again, Adrian Newey nailing that Coke bottle design. What it also kind of proves in a way is that Renault have actually managed to make a much more tightly packaged power unit. There's been talk they've been trying to do it for a while, and along with reliability and pace, of course, it was on their to-do list for 2018. And at first glance, it looks as though they've just about nailed it. That doesn't mean it's going to be a massively reliable and incredibly quick engine, but it is definitely a step in the right direction. So good news there as well. I mean, all in all, it's a fantastic looking car. It really does look good. Proper aggressive as well. Some new bits on there, which once again we'll talk about on Wednesday in a lot more detail. But this was the car I was most looking forward to. It always is the Red Bull, and once again, it looks like they've absolutely excelled. Obviously, it doesn't matter how good the car looks. It's all about the stopwatch, and it's all going to come down to that Renault power unit. For me, it's quite clear the car's pretty much spot on. But we will get our first idea as to just how quick that Red Bull is in under a week when they go testing in Barcelona. That is it from me on this one then. Once again, massive apologies for the video, how late it is, and the fact we couldn't get a proper technical analysis done today. As I said at the start, these things happen. Not a lot I can do about it, unfortunately, but I've got this one out, and hopefully on Wednesday I'll be able to go into a lot more depth during the live stream. So again, massive apologies. I will be back tomorrow with initial reactions to the Alfa Sauber launch, and of course the Renault launch as well. 2 launches in one day. That's going to be fantastic. It's really ramping up now. And again, don't forget to join us this Wednesday at 7 PM UK time for our midweek stream, where we will be talking about the Alfa Sauber, the Renault, the Red Bull, and of course opening up as ever to Q&A. In the meantime, though, don't forget to follow me on social media. Links to Facebook, Discord, and to Twitter are all in the description down below. But as ever, thank you for watching. I've been Sean. This has been the F1 Word, and until next time, goodbye.